we're gonna instantiate the coin in the chest. Okay, so we're gonna deal with this. So without furthering delay, let's dive into this topic. I'm gonna leave off this sprite, coin sprite, in the description. You can go and check this out. Okay, so let's dive into this topic. There are multiple sprites of this coin, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna slice it individually. So what we need to go to sprite mode, select single to multiple, and make pixel per unit to 16. Okay, after doing that, filter mode to select point no filter, because as you can see, this is seems like blurry. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna select point no filter. Okay, after doing that, hit apply. Now you will able to see the blurry has gone, as you can see. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna cut off this sprite individually. So slice in the top right, top left, as you can see, slice, and we're gonna slice. Okay, we're gonna leave it as a automatic and then slice. After slicing it, hit apply. Sorry, I guess as you can see, both of these sprites in same as sprite sheet. So what we're gonna do, we're not gonna select automatic, we're gonna select grid by cell count and count how many columns and rows it has. As you can see, it has one row and 3 6 9. Okay, 9 columns, 9 10 columns. Okay, put 10 columns, it will automatically cut off individually. So I guess 8 or 9 as just match up with. Okay, so as you can see, it don't seem good enough. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put 11. As you can see, when we typed 11, now it's fine, it's cut off individually. So hit the slice button, and then after slicing it, hit apply. Okay, hit apply to cut off individually. So what we're gonna do, sorry, I selected wrong one. So I'm gonna I'm gonna select the game one once again. I'm gonna drag the first coin into the scene view, as you can see. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna firstly animate this character. As you can see, we have animation sprite. So see, we're gonna firstly rename this. I'm gonna move it in the top in the hierarchy so we can see it, and I'm gonna name it something like coin. Okay, and we're gonna make the animation. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna drag the animation tab over here. Okay, select the coin and create new clip. Okay, so we're gonna place it into animation folder. As you can see, we have created this animation folder. Just go to assets, right click, and create a folder. Okay, and name that folder to animation. We're gonna open up the animation folder, and we're gonna create a subfolder to keep things organized. Okay, new. Okay, new and folder, and we're gonna call something like coin underscore animation. Creating subfolder or folders keep to make things organized, so it will be easier to find anything. Okay, so double click it to coin animation, coin underscore animation, and we're gonna name this animation something like coin. Okay, coin, and then hit save or hit enter. Okay, so what we need to record this. As you can see, record button over here. So record the animation, and we need to select all of the sprites of coin, and we need to drag it into the animation tab. Now if we play, as you can see, it's too much fast. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna make spaces between sprites. Okay, like 50, I guess 50 would be fine. So it will uh, as you can see. Okay, so now it's fine, it's animating fine. So we created this animation, coin animation. So I'm going to drag this animation tape once again bottom. Okay, now we have created this coin animation. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna add box collider 2D to this coin. Okay, and also gonna add rigid body 2D, and we're gonna set dynamic to kinematic so it won't fall down. So select the coin and go to add component section. We're gonna add firstly the rigid body. Okay, rigid body, and we're gonna set you can set dynamic to kinematic, or you can set gravity scale to 0 so it won't fall down. But I am gonna select dynamic to kinematic. Okay, and I'm gonna select collision detection to continuous, so it will continuously detect the collision. Okay, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna add also a box collider 2D for collision detection. So find their box collider 2D. Okay, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna firstly resize this. Okay, for hit edit collider, I'm gonna resize little bit like this blackbirds, so as the sprite. Now it's fine. What we're gonna do, we're gonna set is trigger to true. Okay, we're gonna set is trigger to true. So we're gonna set this is trigger to true. Okay, so hit the once again this record button. Now if I select the coin once again, we need to set is trigger to true. Okay, hit the record button once again to complete the animation we have created, and we are setting is trigger to true. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna create another script. Okay, we're gonna create a something like pickup items. So go to script folder, just go to assets, right click, create a folder, name that folder to script, and head over to script folder, right click, create, and choose up script. I'm gonna name it something like pickup items. You can name it. Okay, pickup items, you can name it anything you can. Okay, so double click it to open up in Visual Studio. Okay, double click it to open up in Visual Studio. So what we're gonna do, firstly we're gonna make the coin animation, coin bar over here. We're gonna spawn or instantiate this coin whenever whenever the box open up. Okay, or this test goes to open animation clip. Okay, we're gonna instantiate that. So what we're gonna do, just wait for to compile and you will able to see. So we need to open up the chess script. Okay, so if you haven't created the chess script, just create the chess script and attach that script to chess game object. Okay, as you can see. So if I double click it, the pickup item. Okay, pickup item script. So I'm gonna remove these two namespaces in the top. Okay, we don't need this, and also this two function in default function, start and update, we're gonna remove that, and we're gonna use on trigger into 2D function. Okay, as you know that function get trigger whenever we trigger with something, and we set our coin to is trigger to true as you seen. Okay, so we're gonna use, but before that we're gonna save it as it is, and we're gonna head again to Unity. We firstly what we're gonna do, we're gonna instantiate this coin. Okay, to our chest. Whenever the chest opens up, we're gonna instantiate this coin. Okay, just wait for to compile and say what we need. Just wait for to compile. We're gonna use instantiate function. Okay, for that, so go to chess script once again. Firstly we need to make prefab of this game object, basically copy. So create a prefab folder and select the coin and drag it into the prefab folder. Now we can delete from the scene view. Okay, and if you want you can just directly drag the coin into the scene view, as you can see with all of save option. Okay, so I'm gonna delete from this in view now the coin. We're gonna instantiate this coin whenever the chest opens up. Okay, whenever the chest opens up. So I'm gonna select the chest, I'm gonna drag it in the right little further away from player, and we're gonna open up the chess script. As you can see, we have created this chess script. So double click it to open up in Visual Studio. Okay, double click it to open up in Visual Studio. So over here, as you can see, on trigger into 2D function. Okay, whenever the player trigger with this circle, as you can see, we have created this circle, and we set this circle as trigger to true, as you can see. So we are using on trigger into 2D function. Basically this function get called whenever we trigger with something, and if the game object whatever we trigger it with, if the game object has tag player, as you know, if I select the player, we have tagged assign it our player as a player tag. If you haven't, just select that and add tag, name that tag to player, and select assign that. So head again to that game object, player game object once again, and assign that player as a player tag. Okay, whatever you named it. So what we're gonna do over here, as you can see, we are opening the chest. Okay, we are opening the chest. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna instantiate that game object, oh sorry, that coin. We're gonna instantiate or we're gonna spawn that coin prefab. Okay, or that game object. So what we need, firstly we need that coin prefab. Okay, we need that coin prefab. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna make public game object. That is a game object, the coin is a game object itself, the whole game object, and we're gonna name it something like coin prefab or coin something like that. I'm gonna name it coin prefab. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna instantiate whenever we open up the chest, we're gonna instantiate that coin prefab. So what we're gonna do, use this function instantiate. So this function will take as a first argument the game object you want to instantiate. So basically we want to instantiate the coin prefab or the coin game object, and the second parameter, it will take the position from where you want to instantiate. We're gonna instantiate from our chest. Okay, and the third parameter, it will take the rotation. So we're gonna pass quaternion dot identity. Basically it's mean no rotation, we're gonna not gonna rotate something like that. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna instantiate our coin prefab. Okay, coin prefab at the position, at the position of chest. So transform dot position over here means the position of chest. Okay, current position of chest. And the third argument, it will take the rotation. As you can see, we're gonna pass quaternion dot identity. Basically this means no rotation, we're not gonna rotate something like that. Okay, and control s on your keyboard to save this and head again to Unity. So what we need, if we select the chest game object and if we have a look on chest script, we will able to see an empty field of coin prefab game object will appear. So what we need to drag that coin prefab, okay, coin game object to that slot. So we will have the coin prefab, and then we will instantiate that coin prefab to our to with chest position. Okay, so now if I select the chest, I'm going to drag the chest in the top hierarchy so we can see it. Okay, as you can see, in the chase script, coin prefix says non-game object which is empty. So what we need to do, we need to drag this drag that coin to the our coin prefab game object. Now we have the coin, now we can instantiate. Okay, so if I hit play, whenever I trigger with this circle of this chest, so that function will call, and that function will firstly check opens firstly the chest will go to open animation clip, and then it will instantiate as you can see. But as you can see, it's pretty messy. Like it, we're gonna instantiate. Okay, we're gonna instantiate that coin prefer from here, not like this. Okay, so transform dot position means the center position of chest. As you can see, if I select the chest, is the center point of the chest. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna make a empty child game object. Okay, chest in the chest. So right click on chest and create an empty child game object. Okay, and we're gonna name something like chest point spawn. Okay, sorry, coin spawn position, something like that. Okay, I'm gonna call spawn position or spawn coin position, something like that. Spawn coin position. Okay, spawn coin position and hit enter, and I'm gonna drag it over here. Okay, I'm gonna drag it over here. So we're gonna instantiate from this position. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna select an gizmo. So go to inspector and select an icon. I am gonna select this yellow one. Okay, yellow one, and I'm gonna move it something like over here, I guess. It's pretty fine. So we're gonna instantiate from this point. So go to chest once again, and then overrides, and then apply all. As you can see, the spawn coin position becomes plus icon. So we need to apply all, so it will change in the prefab of this game object as well. Okay, it will saved, or it will attach the spawn position spawn coin position in the prefab as well in the chest. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna instantiate from this position. Okay, so as you can see, this is the child of the chest game object. So 0 is the first one. Okay, 0 is the first one, so this position will be 0. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna grab this child game object, basically this position. Okay, in the start or in the position where we want to instantiate. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna open up the chess script once again, and we're gonna grab this child position. So what we're gonna do, double click it to open up in Visual Studio. Okay, double click it to open up in Visual Studio. So over here, as you can see, we are passing the transform dot position. Basically it's means center position of chest, but instead of spawning the coin prefab over here, we're gonna spawn from that child game object, the chest. Okay, as you can see, this spawn coin position is child of this chest position. So chest is parent. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to transform. Basically transform means the transform of the chest, and we're gonna get, okay, get child. So as you can see, 0, this one is 0. If you create another child, it will be 1. Okay, index will be 1. So we will get this point. So 0 is the first one. As you can see, the we have this child game object. Okay, so it's by default market as 0 index. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna get the child which is 0. Okay, 0, and we have to pass the position. So firstly we are going to that child game object, and then we are accessing the position over there. So we're gonna spawn from here. As you can see, as a second parameter which we refer to our child position, where we want to instantiate the coin. As you can see, firstly we are going to transform, basically parent transform, then we are getting the first child. As you can see, this is our first child game object. 0 is the first one, as you can see. So for we are passing the index, and then we are accessing the position. From there we are instantiating this coin prefab, as you can see. So control s on your keyboard to save this, and head again to Unity. You will able to see the coin prefab or the coin game object will instantiate from this position, just child position. Okay, so just wait for to compile, and you will able to see that. Okay, okay, just wait. Now if I hit play, sorry, if I hit play, and if I trigger with that circle, okay, if I trigger with that circle, circle that on trigger into 2D function will call out, and that function will firstly goes to just animation open clip, and then it will instantiate. As you can see, the coin prefab case get instantiate. But if we goes again, okay, again it will instantiate two game objects, as you can see. So we need to, what we need to do, we need to delete. Okay, we need to delete whenever we trigger with some triggering. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna check. Okay, if we trigger with this chest game object, as you can see, it will instantiate the game object, coin prefab game object, second time as well, because we are triggering in, triggering out. So so this function getting call over and over again. As you can see, it will instantiate the coin prefab game object, as well as whenever we trigger with the player. Okay, the circle trigger with the player, so it will instantiate multiple coins. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we need to keep track of if we have triggered it with the first time, and we're not gonna instantiate the coin prefab in the second time. Okay, so we need to keep track of that. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna make a private bool parameter. Okay, private, okay, private, and that bool parameter which will be true or false. And we're gonna say something like is collected. Okay, collected coin, something like that. By default we're gonna set it to false. As you can say, as you know, in the first we will not collect the coin. As you know, whenever we trigger with the circle, it will instantiate. Okay, it will instantiate. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna check over here. Okay, we're gonna check if is collected is false. Okay, sorry, is collected coin, if it's false, equals to false. Okay, then we're gonna collect the coin. Okay, so control X for cut and control V for paste. Then, and what after we will do, we're gonna set is collected coin to true. Okay, is collected coin to true. Okay, now in the second, in the, if we trigger with that circle for the first time. Okay, and we set is a private bool is collected by default to false. Okay, if we collide with if the circle trigger with the player for the first time, so as you can see, is collected is false. Okay, is collected is false. As you can see, this condition is true, so this will call out. Okay, so it will instantiate the coin prefab at the position of child. As you can see, transform dot get child dot position and quaternion dot identity, basically no rotation. And then what we are doing, we are setting is collected coin to true. Now if we trigger with the circle in the second time, okay, if the player trigger with the circle second time, this is collected coin parameter becomes true. It's not equals to false in the second time. As you can see, we set is collected coin to true. So this condition over here, it's not true. So this will not instantiate the coin prefab in the second time at the position of child. Okay, as you can see, because this is collected coin in the second time becomes true, it's not equals to false. So that's why it will not spawn coin prefab in second time, okay, or third time, fourth time, because we are never setting back is collected coin to false. If it's false, then it will instantiate, else it will not instantiate, as you can see. But we said is collected coin to true. But so over here we just only checking is collected coin if it's equals to false. In the first we said is collected coin equals to false. Okay, if the player trigger with the circle in the first time, so this will spawn the coin prefab. As you know, this is collected coin is true, is equals to false. So this condition over here is true, so it will just spawn the coin prefab, else it will not. But in the second time, this is collected coin is not equals to false, it's equals to true, because we are setting after instantiating the coin prefab, we are setting is collected coin to true. So is collected coin over here is equals to false, but it becomes true. So this condition over here is false. So that's why it will not instantiate the coin prefab in the second time or third time or for infinity time, let's suppose. So that is the logic. So if I control s on your keyboard, to save this, and head again to Unity, okay, head again to Unity, you will able to see the chest game object will just spawn the coin prefab just one time. For the first time it will not do it second time, because we selected is collected coin parameter bool parameter to true, and we just only checking in the first time we are setting it false. Okay, just wait for to compile and you will able to see. If we trigger with this circle in the second time, it will not instantiate the coin prefab. Okay, so if I, as you can see, instantiated the coin prefab for the first time. Now if I trigger with this circle once again, it will not instantiate a second coin. As you can see, we just have the coin. If I drag it over here, and we just only have one coin clone. As you can see, we not have twice of them in the hierarchy, as you can see. So I hope you get the idea. Okay, so in the next video we will show up in the UI, okay, this coin, how many coins we have collected. So this is for this video, and if you are new to my channel, then subscribe it for future tutorials. Okay, and if you like this video, then give a thumbs up and share it with your friends who want to learn Unity game engine from beginning. And if you want to support me, you can support me on patreon.com. And lastly, thanks for watching this video. Okay.